Buttercup? This is Alexandria, and you're watching the Offer Clinic live. I guess backstage. This is one of the first times I'm doing this. I'm gonna let you see me record my podcast because I know I need to get on video a heck of a lot more. But I like doing things for audio. So you're gonna see me recording my podcast. That way, if you're a podcaster or learning or wanting to be a podcaster, maybe pick up a couple things from what I'm doing, or maybe you just like listening to the show. So we're gonna try this. So you're gonna watch me. I'm gonna get my tech completely done. So I have like a heck of so many phones. Like I'm actually recording on one phone, going on another one, and this one is because I'm also gonna be recording this on Green Room. Yes, Spotify's Green Room to see how that goes and see what type of audio it gets me. So I'll let you know how that goes too. While using the app, yes. Woohoo! We are live in our first Green Room for the importance of email marketing for the Offer Clinics podcast. Super excited to have you all here. For those of you showing up in the room, this is going to be live and recording, and I'm going to dive straight into my intro for the podcast. There's a huge chance that your inbox today contained messages from your favorite brands and retailers. There may have been a reminder from an online shop about the items that you recently launched, or perhaps there was a note from a restaurant about the new exclusive deal that they're offering this month. Especially with us just getting out of the pandemic, a lot of places are going to start ramping up their marketing and they're probably all landing in your email. Such messages contain all sorts of useful information from nifty coupons and discount codes to exclusive deals about their newest products. All these are valued by consumers regardless of their lifestyle and preferences, which is why email marketing remains a dominant force in the business landscape of today. Not only should it be capitalized on by large conglomerates and multinational corporations, but by individual solopreneurs and even mom and pop shops should all really pay greater attention to this incredible tool. In today's episode of the Offer Clinic, we'll be discussing email marketing, an age old direct marketing strategy that surprisingly remains extremely relevant today, especially because of the latest security and privacy notices coming out from iOS. And from now, I also hear that Google has one on the rise. Besides tackling its importance and the many advantages that it brings to a business, we'll also be talking about the factors that need to be considered if a brand is looking to execute a successful email marketing campaign. Largely considered to be one of the most effective direct marketing channels, email marketing, as its name suggests, refers to the practice of sending direct messages to subscribers via email. This strategy is traditionally used to build a strong community around the brand by informing their target audience and driving sales of their product or services. Many believe that email marketing involves one size fits all mailings, sent to a massive contact list. However, this can be farther from the truth. In reality, this direct marketing channel now makes use of consent, segmentation, and personalization to ensure that their messages not only reach their intended market, but drive action as well. One of the biggest things you can do for segmenting your list is actually creating a quiz. From that quiz, you can figure out what type of personality they are, what type of things they're into, and what stages of their business they're in. If you're marketing to businesses or whatever stage in your niche or whatever stage they're in their customer journey. While there are different forms of email marketing, arguably the most popular one consists of regular newsletters, which brands use to send updates about their operations, as well as any upcoming events, exclusive deals, special offers, and product launches. However, it's important to note that newsletters shouldn't just be limited to news. Rather, marketing experts recommend that it be used to foster deeper connections with customers as well. For them, this medium should be thought of by the brand as a one to one letter to their subscriber, wherein they can share tips, insights, and whatever else their audience may find interesting. It's honestly the reason why many marketers tell you to create not only your ideal avatar, but a name and a picture of them. The reason being is that when you're writing your content, your emails, your blogs, you want to be writing to a friend. You want to be writing to someone so you show up authentically and you show up often. So when you have one person to look at, one person to think about when you're writing these things, it makes it so much easier for the words to just flow. This is actually the reason why email marketing is incredibly effective. While regular advertisements rely on generalizations and universal themes, this strategy focuses on personalization. For instance, a person may receive an email from their favorite restaurant about a discounted entree on their birthday month, or from a cosmetic brand regarding a new eyeshadow palette that they might enjoy. This level of personalization that email marketing brings to the table is not only capable of deepening a company's relationship with its customers, but it also helps build brand loyalty. After all, people love feeling as if the business sees them and hears them as an actual individual, rather than a mere potential sale that needs to be closed. The effectiveness of email marketing has long been documented. For instances, a 2018 survey conducted by Sales Cycle found that 59% of respondents claimed that their purchasing decisions were influenced by the newsletter that landed in their inbox. On the other hand, research done by the marketing company Litmus determined that every dollar a company invested in email marketing, they received $42 in return. Think about that ROI. Most of the time, when we're talking about even ads, we get excited about a $12 ROI. Like for every $1 you're spending, you get $12 back, if that. And that sometimes feels like it's insane. Think about getting $42 in return for every $1 you spent. That's crazy. According to the Business to Community website, quote, with an average ROI of 38 to 1, email marketing continues to be one of the most effective marketing channels. Email has the potential to drive customer acquisition, retention, loyalty, and a number of other marketing tactics, end quote. So, really, I'm wondering if you're not investing in creating an email list and you really feel like you don't need one, I would love to know why. Come join us in the Facebook group and let's start a conversation about why you don't have an email list. Email marketing may have proven itself to be an effective strategy. However, many have begun to write it off due to the widespread use of social media. Email marketing may have proven itself to be an effective strategy. However, many have begun to write it off due to the widespread use of social media. Today, many mistakenly believe that engaging with one's target audience should take place on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and honestly, they couldn't be further from the truth. These channels undoubtedly have their own set of huge advantages, but this doesn't mean that email marketing is completely obsolete. In fact, experts claim that importance has only been highlighted by the rise of the digital age. For instance, a person is more likely to read an email in their personal inbox than a tweet or a graphic that they've encountered while scrolling through their feed. Social media may bring great engagement levels, but simply hitting publish won't guarantee the target audience will see the post. It's also incredibly difficult to break through the noise generated by Instagram and Facebook, which is why consumers may be overlooking a company's posts due to flashier and more eye-catching content. Think about it. We all hear that you have to pay to play, that only a small percentage of your actual already earned followers on social media will ever see your post. Add in the fact that there's so many other competitors vying for the eye of your ideal audience. They're just most likely not going to see you and you're going to get lost in the noise. But landing in their personal inbox means that they're most likely going to see you, at the very least, to either archive, scroll past it to find a doctor's note or something of that nature. You have more of a chance of getting in front of them and they've already signed up and said, hey, I'm interested. More than that, through emails, unlike social media posts, can be targeted towards a particular demographic, which means that brands can focus their efforts by only sending messages to individuals who will most likely purchase from them. With all of these unique advantages, email is still undoubtedly relevant despite recent years seeing the rise of platforms like blah, blah, blah. With all these unique advantages, email is still undoubtedly relevant despite recent years seeing the rise of platforms that facilitate mass communication. Even with the existence of social media as well as messaging apps like Telegram, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger, receiving a note in your inbox still feels more personal and more profound. Receiving a note in your inbox still feels more personal and more profound. To quote an article published by Sendinblue, what's great about email is that it lets you reach someone directly. It's one-to-one communication at its best. And besides, people don't just let anyone into their inbox these days. It's a curated space reserved for favorite brands and publications. It's no wonder then that email marketing is not only considered a powerful strategy for fostering customer relationships, but also as a tool that helps increase brand awareness. To add to that, email marketing is also one of the most cost effective channels. given that emails can be instantly sent to a large number of subscribers without having to pay attention to the astronomical prices associated with traditional mediums, such as print advertisements. This is also the reason why email marketing is extremely accessible to all kinds of businesses, whether they be a large conglomerate or a mom and pop shop. For one thing, it can be used by even the least digital savvy thanks to how easy it is to send messages as well as the beautiful templates available online. For another, its inexpensive costs are perfect for those trying to adhere to a strict budget. Naturally, not every business can afford to spend thousands of dollars on marketing campaigns, which is why emails are the ideal strategy for them. It's clear that email marketing remains a great direct marketing channel for those looking to reach their target audience. This strategy remains incredibly important even in 2021 with all the technological and this strategy remains incredibly important even in 2021 with all the technology and platforms that we have access to. But how exactly can businesses take advantage of the benefits that email marketing has to offer? Well, they can start by using software provided by a dedicated email marketing provider such as MailChimp and Sendinblue, both of which come with beautiful templates and powerful features such as coupons, online donations, and A B testing, which will come in handy when narrowing down a target audience. Businesses should also invest their time and effort into building an email list that contains the email addresses of those interested in receiving their messages. However, it's important to keep in mind that subscribers must explicitly consent to become a part of this list, either by opt in via a website, landing page, or social media platforms. That is why you should never buy an email list. The reason being is that most likely they're going to report you as spam because they never signed up for your list. It will ruin your deliverability and ultimately it can hurt you down the road and get your IP address turned off for being able to have an email service provider at all. It can really ruin your business to do that. So do not buy an email list. Obtaining that permission is not only in line with data protection laws, but also helps ensure the integrity and reputation of the brand. The actual content of the message also plays a crucial role in email marketing. These should be optimized for the maximum amount of clicks and conversions, which can be achieved by irresistible subject lines, a readable format, and clear calls to action, among other things. There are many other factors that need to be considered before launching an email marketing campaign. However, these three are undeniably non negotiable elements. If these aren't thought through, then it's highly likely that the messages have been. If these aren't thought through, then it's highly likely that the messages a business sends won't be as effective or as successful as they could have been. These days, it's easy to overlook the importance of emails, given how communication is made even more instantaneous by social media platforms and messaging apps. But email marketing is far more obsolete. Rather, it but email marketing is far from obsolete. Rather, it brings to the table a unique set of advantages that simply can't be found anywhere else. Because of this, businesses will still be able to reap huge benefits from this direct marketing channel, so long as they do it right, that is. Sources for this episode. Nope, I do not need that. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Oh my gosh. So, for those of you watching, this was my first experiment with this, especially if you caught on late. I am really trusting with seeing which platforms I really want to work on and which ones I really want to see. And that's something that I always teach my students: test, 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 and test some more. And a great way of creating extra content is to do behind the scenes types of stuff, because not only are you creating content, which is me reading my podcast scripts, but you are also creating another form of content by letting people peer into your business. And ultimately you're giving yourself stuff to look back at, because I might want to look back at how I used to do podcasts at some point in time. I might want to look back at what setup did I have? Wow, I've grown. Like, those things you get to do in your business and you get to congratulate yourself for it. And honestly, I'm going to have clients who ask me, how do you do your podcasting? How do you do X, Y, and Z? And I get to show them, like, hey, I have behind the scenes stuff. Or when they ask me, how do you show up in so many places? It's really not that I'm getting crazy and doing tons and tons of work or doing something for each and every platform. I'm going to turn this script into a blog where I'm going to also put my podcast audio from, so audio learners and readers can look at it. I might even put this this YouTube video on at the bottom of it, so someone that's visual can also see it and see the back see the backside of it and all the bloopers and all the things I'm going to be taking out for the podcast. And then I also have green room going. So green room going. So like anyone that actually showed up, which there's people showing up in the green room, they're getting to see my content as well. So this has been a really great experience for both testing and for creating. And I hope that people who are creating content are not just creating it for one place. You should be creating it for multiple places and in multiple ways. So this is a great and easy way to do it. Having green room in the background or even Clubhouse, having a live YouTube video going so that way they can see the way that I create podcasts and then ultimately the actual podcast that I'm creating, which will be repurposed into a blog later on. So that is how I regularly create multiple forms of content in 1 week and really in less than an hour. So that's amazing if you're really thinking about getting started in your business, multiple ways to create a lot of content and show up in tons of places. Thank you for joining me. This is the Offer Clinic Live Backstage, and I will see you next time.